Apple Watch Series 3 4K subscriber giveaway. Get subscribed. Let's do it.
What up? What up? What up, guys? So, I've got my GoPro mounted on my handy dandy chest mount here, and we are on our way back to the job site we were on yesterday. And I had some audio problems yesterday, and I don't really know why, but anyway, hopefully everything is working right now. So yesterday I towed the excavator down, and then I came back with just the trailer. I posted the MPG numbers of, towing 30K and then towing basically 9K, and the difference, the combined, all that stuff. So today we don't have a trailer or anything behind us. We're heading back down. My voice is shaky because the suspension in the F-550 is very stiff when there's no load. So today we're gonna do an MPG test of just the truck, empty. So this is a 2017 F-550 6.7 powerstroke with the 488 gears. So it's not geared for fuel mileage, that is for sure. It is geared to haul loads and tow weights. So our fuel mileage is not gonna be good. It's not gonna be anywhere near what the 250 would be. So don't expect that. But give you an idea, if you're using this truck to do some running around job site to job site, and all you're doing is throwing stuff on back, then you definitely don't need the 488 gears. Go with the 444s. But this will be an accurate number for you. Also yesterday I mentioned that I had some problems yesterday. So I broke a tooth on my mulcher. And typically when you break a tooth, it does happen. There's not really much you can do to avoid it. Sometimes you can be grinding a tree down and then all of a sudden there's a rock there and you hit a rock, and sometimes the teeth break. Most of the time they don't, but sometimes they do. But most of the time when the teeth break, they break off clean, and sometimes the bolt even goes with it. So you just grab a new tooth out of the tub, a new bolt, or just a tooth, put it in, done deal. Well, yesterday when it broke off, a small piece of the tooth actually stayed with it, and the bolt sort of bent over. So I was there for 15 minutes in the pouring rain, probably half an hour actually, trying to get that tooth off and get that bolt back through, and I couldn't. So I need a grinder. So I came home yesterday because there was no sense staying down there. It's about an hour from my house. So I came back. I'm heading back down with the grinder now. We're gonna cut that off, fire the machine back up, and get back at it. So yeah, on the way down we're gonna see what we get for mileage, and the way back we're gonna see what we get for mileage, and I'll let you know how this beast does when it's empty. You've seen how it does when it tows. It tows very well. So we'll see how it does empty. It's another dark, gloomy, wet day here. Supposed to get some crazy winds tonight, apparently. Some chance of some snow tomorrow. So it could be an interesting couple days. So like I mentioned yesterday, I actually had to purchase this truck from a dealer in Manitoba who drove it as far as Winnipeg. And me and my father drove out and, flew out, picked this truck up, and drove it home. A shipment company wanted right around $4,000 to ship it from Regina to Halifax, and we were able to fly out. All of our flights, meals. We stayed in a hotel one night in Drummondville. Was like $1,800, so we saved a lot of money by doing that. And I was actually pleasantly surprised at how well the truck drove. Obviously it's stiff, so it's definitely a rough ride. But I went right through Montreal during rush hour traffic, and I've never driven through there before. And anyone who knows that city knows that the traffic is brutal. So everyone's in their little cars and they're whizzing by you. And here I am in this 25-foot long F-550, and I kept right up, and it was not hard at all. Like, this truck is very maneuverable. The steering is very light. It's actually lighter than my 250. And with the wide front axle in the front, this thing turns on a dime. So just driving the truck, it's a nice driving truck. It's fairly comfortable. It's not as comfortable as my 250. Obviously, I mean, that's a much higher level truck than what this is. This is XLT. But just driving the truck, it's not a bad spot to be for a long time. Like I said, we've traveled all over the Maritimes with this truck all year, and it does just fine. So far we've driven 83 kilometers, and we're averaging 19 liters per every 100 kilometers right now. We've got another 10 or 15 kilometers to go. We'll be at the site, and we'll turn around and come back. But you know, anyone that's you know, bouncing back and forth between a 550 or a 450, it all depends on what you're doing. You know, if you're a farmer, or if you know, you want one vehicle and your main purpose is to tow, then you know, definitely the 450 or the 350 is what you want. But if you're doing something similar to what I am, and you know, you should be carrying a bunch of tools and stuff with you in case stuff breaks, so you're towing and you're working, then you know, I definitely think the 550 cab and chassis with the bed is the way to go, hands down. I'm very happy that I end up buying this truck versus the 450. Obviously, the 450 was a nicer truck, exterior, interior, sexier, but this is for work, and I'm very happy that this is what I end up going with. So we are here, 18.1 liters per every 100 kilometers. Hey, that's not bad. Alright, so the ocean is crashing out there. If it was nice, I'd take you out there. So here's what we gotta do today before we can do any work. That guy right there is gonna be cut off. So usually they just break off clean, and this little piece that's part of the tooth isn't even there. It's gone. And a lot of times the bolt's gone too, so it makes it easy, but I can't get it backed out, so I gotta use the grinder and cut that off. So let's get at it. All right. Old tooth off, new tooth on. Ready to go. All right, so here's our task today, fellas. Yeah, she's pretty grown in. She's a long ways back there. So we're gonna get at it. We only had about half an hour into it yesterday before the friggin' tooth broke. So we're gonna make some good headway today. I do have to shut it down fairly early because I have to build my dog a ramp. My dog is going in for ACL surgery. Big boy Wendell. So I gotta build him a ramp to get into the house. So I gotta shut her down fairly early so I can take care of that. But let's get at it right away. All right guys, so we're all done for today. It's like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It goes quite a ways after that turn up there you can't see. Probably about double that distance. I started at around 9:15 and it's 2 o'clock now, so I did stop for lunch, so probably about 4.5 hours of actual machine time. So you get a lot done in a short amount of time, but I gotta go home. I gotta stop at the lumber yard, and then I've gotta go home and build a ramp for my dog because he's having the ACL TPLO surgery. So not able to operate any longer today, So we're gonna head home and finish that product, but when I get home I'm going to update you on the overall fuel mileage from today. Alright, so we're back, and our full-time trip today was 214.7 kilometers, 19 liters per every 100 with no load. So there's my big load of lumber I need to build my ramp. I had to put 95 pounds in my airbags in order to haul this load. No, the ramp is for this guy right here. I know he may look fine, but he's not. He's going in for surgery tomorrow morning. Got to get his ACL repaired. So anyway, that's the task tonight. But anyway guys, thanks for watching the video today. Don't forget about that 4K subscriber giveaway, Apple Watch Series 3. Pretty exciting. Someone's gonna win that. So be subscribed. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Y'all have a good day. Later. Fellas, here's the big guy's ramp. Put some shingles on it for some traction. Couple support braces. Should do the trick. Hey buddy. Yeah. If only you knew what was happening tomorrow, bud. The worst part is we have to separate them for 2 months basically.